If you're looking for a photo organizing tool that's fast, flexible, and works across Mac, Windows, and Linux, and doesn't cost a penny, then XnView MP might just be your new favorite tool. It's not as flashy as Lightroom or as guided as Mylio, but it's packed with features that professional organizers love. Batch editing, tagging, metadata control, and even duplicate finding. And stay with me until the end, because I'll share a bonus tip, a 5-minute daily workflow that will help you keep your photo library under control all year long. Install and set up. Let's start right at the beginning, getting XnView MP installed and ready to go. Head on over to xnview.com and download the right version for your computer. Run the installer and stick with the default options. They work perfectly for most setups. Once installed, open up the program and head straight to Tools and Settings. On a Mac, it's actually XnView MP and Preferences. There are two small but important changes I recommend making straight away. Under Metadata, tick Update when file is changed outside. This keeps your metadata in sync if you edit the same photo elsewhere. Also tick IPTC, Keywords and Facial Tagging. This ensures that your tags and names are properly written to your files and stay visible in other software. That's it, setup done and ready to go. Interface walkthrough. Before we start tagging and sorting, let's get comfortable with the layout. XnView MP's interface is divided into 3 main sections: the top toolbar, the middle workspace, and the bottom details area. Across the top, you'll find all the key tools, viewing options like full screen or slideshow, batch options like batch rename and batch convert, the tagging and rating controls, a screen capture tool, some print options, and one of my favorites, show files in subfolders, a lifesaver when you want to see everything in one place. You can also save different layouts, so if you prefer a metadata view or a culling layout, you can switch in one click. The middle of the screen is split into 2 panels. The left side, your folders, favorites, and catalog filters, where you can quickly narrow down by rating or tag. On the right side, your main file viewer. There are a lot of columns, but you can sort them how you like. I like to have the dates and keywords over to the left, so I move them there. The colored lines next to the files indicate their type. By default, JPEGs are green and TIFFs are purple, but you can change this or find out what the colors are by going to Tools, Settings, Thumbnails, and Label Colors. You'll see it all there. At the top of the panel, you'll also see a location bar to show you where you currently are, and buttons to add favorites and new folders, and a quick filter box for searching within the current folder. At the bottom right, you can change the view mode. You can cycle through thumbnails, thumbnails with files, thumbnails with labels, thumbnails with details, icons, lists, and the details view. You can adjust the thumbnail size using the slider at the bottom. On the bottom left, there are sorting filter tools, so you can sort by name or date, but also by file type, star rating, and color. At the bottom, you'll find the details and preview tabs. This area shows all the behind the scenes data for each file. It's got the properties like size, resolution, file type, all that lovely metadata split into EXIF, IPTC. If you have GPS locations, that will be shown there as well as a map. Also, favorites, so quick shortcuts to your chosen metadata fields. This bottom section is gold for checking the accuracy of your metadata before you start making changes. Searching, filtering, and sorting. Now that you've got a feel for how XnView MP looks and behaves, let's talk about something that really matters once your photos start to pile up: how to find what you need fast. Whether you've got 10 folders or 10,000, XnView has a few clever ways to cut through the clutter and show you exactly the photos you want. This is all about working smarter, not scrolling endlessly. Option 1, the quick filter for fast in-folder searches. Let's start with the fastest way to find things when you're inside a single folder. At the top of the file view, you'll see the quick filter bar. It looks like a little text box with a magnifying glass icon. Click inside it and start typing. You can type part of a file name, a keyword, even a word from your metadata. As you type, XnView filters the current folder instantly, no need to press enter. At the bottom, you'll see a few small icons as well, so you can filter by rating by clicking on the number of stars. You can also filter by color label or file type like JPEGs or RAWs or videos. Option 2, the catalogue filter for whole library searches. Now, if you want to go big, maybe you're looking for every 5-star photo you've ever rated, or every image tagged with family, then you want to use the catalogue filter panel over on the left-hand side. This is where the real power comes in. So open up the catalogue filter over on the left-hand side. You'll notice it's divided into handy sections like labels and ratings, tags, keywords, file properties. Simply tick or click the criteria you want to filter by. For example, click 5 stars to show your best shots across every folder you've ever browsed, or click the keywords to instantly pull up all tags no matter where they're stored. You will notice that this area searches a lot of stuff. Basically, it's looking at your catalogue. But what exactly is that? Managing your catalogue. Now, before we go any further, let's talk about the catalogue, because it works a little differently from what you might expect if you've used things like Lightroom or Apple Photos. XnView doesn't have a big library that you import everything into. Instead, it quietly builds a catalogue in the background as you browse. Think of it like a memory. Every time you open a folder, view a drive, or click through your photos, it remembers where those files are and what it's seen. That way, when you use the search filters later, XnView can instantly find those photos. So it's not copying your files or moving them anywhere, it's just keeping a record of what you've looked at. And if you ever want to tidy things up or refresh it, you can manage it or clear that memory really easily. Go to Tools, then Settings, and Catalogue. Here you can see the database that's being included in your catalogue. You can remove areas that you don't want to be part of your catalogue anymore. This is especially handy if you've organised your folders or want to keep your catalogue light and fast. Adding labels and ratings. One of the easiest ways to start bringing order to your photo chaos is by using star ratings and colour labels. These are quick visual ways to sort your photos, perfect for when you want to mark your best shots, flag the ones that need editing, or keep track of what's been finished. And the great part is, XnView MP makes this super fast to do, and you can even share those ratings and colours with the likes of Adobe Bridge as long as a few settings match up. Adding star ratings. Select one or more photos in the file viewer. Press Ctrl for Windows or Command for Mac, plus a number between 1 and 5. 1 star might be delete, 3 might be keep, 5 might be favourite. You can set your own system. The key is to be consistent. You can see the ratings appear instantly in the top of the thumbnails, and you can use the star filter at the bottom of the viewer to only show photos of a certain rating. Adding colour labels. You can also add colour labels, which give you another visual layer to sort your photos. Maybe use green for edited, yellow for needs reviewing, red for to delete. And to apply them, select your photos, press Ctrl for Windows or Command for Mac, and then Shift and a number between 1 and 8. Each number corresponds to a different colour. You can customize these later. You'll see a colour dot appear in the thumbnail or in one of the columns. You can filter by these labels too, just use the colour icon in the bottom left of the viewer. Syncing ratings and labels with Adobe Bridge. If you're using Adobe Bridge, this next bit is really important. Star ratings usually transfer perfectly, but colour labels need a bit of setup because Bridge and XnView read the label names, not the actual colour. So if the words don't match, Bridge won't recognise them. Here's how to get them to work together smoothly. For star ratings, go to Metadata and update catalogue from files. To send the ratings from XnViewer to Bridge, go to Metadata and update files from catalogue. XnView will read or write the ratings straight to the photo metadata, so they show up in both programs. For colour labels. This is where most people get stuck, but once you know the trick, it's easy. In XnViewer, go to Tools, Settings, Metadata, and Colour Labels. You'll see the list of colours with their names beside them, and most importantly, the column that says Write. Rename the labels so they match the Adobe wording exactly. For example, you could use red for important, yellow for work, green for personal, blue for to-do, and purple for later. Then, in Adobe Bridge, go to Edit and Preferences and Labels and Ratings, and double check those names match exactly. Spelling, spaces, and capitals included. Bridge doesn't care what color they are, only what the word is. Once the names match, the color labels will pass perfectly between the programs. And a quick note, Bridge only supports 5 colors, while XnView has 9. So it's best to stick to the main 5 if you're working between both systems. Once you've adjusted the color ratings, you want to make sure the information actually syncs with your photos. So then you need to go to Metadata and Update Files from Catalog. That writes the color labels directly to your photo metadata. That way you'll see the same information no matter what program you open your photo in, Bridge, Lightroom, or anything else that reads metadata. Adding keywords. Now that we've rated and color-coded our photos, let's take it one step further and make them searchable. This is where keywords come in, and honestly, they're one of the most powerful tools in any photo organizing workflow. Think of keywords as invisible labels that describe what's actually in your photos, things like family, holiday, beach, 2024, or even people's names. Unlike folders or albums, keywords live inside your photo's metadata, which means no matter where you move that file, another computer, a cloud service, even Lightroom or Bridge, those keywords travel with them. It's how to turn thousands of random images into a collection you can search in seconds. To add keywords, select one or more photos that you want to tag. You can do this in the thumbnail or details view. Just hold Control for Windows or Command for Mac to select multiple. Go to the metadata menu and edit IPTC, or press Ctrl or Command +I to open up the info window. Go to the Keywords tab and then type in your chosen tags, for example, family, beach, holiday. When you're done, click Write to apply to the selected photo or Write All to apply to everything you've selected. This saves the keywords to the XnView catalog. But you need to embed the keywords in the actual photo files. So go to Metadata and Update Files from Catalog. That last step is crucial. It pushes the keywords into the EXIF XMP metadata, so they are recognized by other software like Adobe Bridge, Lightroom, or Photo Mechanic. If you're watching this and thinking this is great, but my photos are still all over the place, then you might want to check out my Photo Mess Success courses. They are perfect if you are ready to finally get your photos into one system, create a backup plan that works, and start enjoying those photos again. You can find out more at photomesssuccess.co.uk, and there's a version for both Mac and PC, so you'll be covered whatever you use. Batch editing. Now this is where XnView MP really earns its keep, the batch tools. If you've ever found yourself resizing, renaming, or cleaning up hundreds of photos one by one, this is a feature that will save you hours. The beauty of XnView is that you can apply the same change to a whole group of files in one go, whether you're adjusting image sizes, removing metadata, or standardizing file names. There are 2 main batch tools you'll use all the time: Batch Convert and Batch Rename. Batch Convert. Batch Convert is your go-to when you want to resize, reformat, or clean metadata for lots of photos at once. It's quick, flexible, and can even chain multiple edits together in one go. To batch convert, first select the images you want to batch convert and go to Tools and Batch Convert, or the icon in the toolbar. In the Input tab, check your photos are the ones you want to change. Next, go to the Action tab, and this is where the magic happens. Click Add Action and choose what you want to do. Common actions include resize to make smaller copies for a web or sharing, convert to change formats from say TIFF to JPEG, or metadata clean to strip out camera info or GPS or EXIF data before posting online. You can stack multiple actions here. For example, you could resize, clean, and convert all in one go. Then, finally, open the Output tab. Choose where you want to save your converted files and what you want to happen to the file names. You can pick a format if it's different from what you want, and then select any of the other options. When you're ready, click Convert and let XnView do its thing. So in this case, I've removed all the metadata so I can share without showing all that lovely data. I would always test it on a small batch first. That way you can double check the results before running it on thousands of photos. Batch rename. Now, if your file names are a total mess, this is the fix. The batch rename tool lets you rename hundreds of photos automatically using patterns, metadata, or even the date they were taken. It's brilliant for keeping things consistent and sortable. To batch rename, select the files you want to rename first. Then go to Tools and Batch Rename, or the icon at the top. In the Name template box, decide how you want your new file names to look. Click on the little arrow next to the box to open up the variable list. Here you can insert elements like the folder name, creation date, or sequence numbers. And you can add a hashtag symbol anywhere you want to add an automatic numbering sequence. I like to do the folder name, then some hashtags to add in some sequences, and then I use the EXIF date digitized that renames my photos by the actual date they were taken. You'll see the live preview of your new file names at the bottom to double check everything looks right. When you're happy, click OK and XnView will rename all the selected files in one go. Find duplicates and compare. Now let's deal with the problem we all have. Duplicates. Those sneaky files that build up every time you copy from an SD card or transfer between drives. XnView MP includes a Find Similar Files tool that helps you spot and compare duplicates quickly. It's not as advanced as something like PhotoSweeper or Duplicate Cleaner Pro, but it's surprisingly effective for smaller collections. To find similar files, first select the folder or drive you want to scan. Then go to Tools and find Similar Files. In the first screen, it will just say the folder that you want to look at. And in the comparison settings, change the option from Compare File Name to Compare by Similar Image Content. This tells XnView to look at actual pixels in the images rather than just file names. Adjust the similarity threshold slider. Higher percentage means only almost identical photos will be flagged. A lower percentage will find similar versions like edited or cropped copies. Then click Search and XnView will start scanning. Depending on the size of your folder, this can take a few minutes. When it's finished, your duplicates appear in grouped results. You can preview them side by side to confirm that they are really duplicates. You can check the file path to see where each copy lives. Then you can select the files you don't need and you can choose to move them to a separate folder or delete them outright. For large libraries, it's best to tackle one folder at a time. The duplicate finder is accurate, but it slows down if you try to compare your entire photo archive at once. Bonus tip, the 5-minute XnView workflow. Now for the bonus tip I promised, a super simple daily routine that keeps your photo library organized without overwhelm. Step 1, start in one folder. Open up XnView MP and head straight to the folder for today or this month. You can even set it as your default startup folder under Tools, Settings, General, Startup Directory. Step 2, rate and label quickly. In the Details or Preview area, use Ctrl plus 1 to 5 for star ratings, or Ctrl, Shift, 1 to 8 for color labels. Keep it simple. It could be 1 star for delete, 3 for keep, 5 for favorite. Step 3, add keywords. Add any keywords to help you find your photos with the Ctrl or Command I and then add your keywords. Step 4, cull or move. Use the filter bar to show unrated or low rated photos. Delete them or move them to a review later folder if you're unsure. Step 5, save and sync metadata. Go to the metadata area and update files to catalog to save all of your work, ratings, labels, and keywords directly into the photo metadata. That way, if you open your library in another tool later, everything stays intact. So by spending just 5 minutes a day doing this, you'll always know where your best photos live, what needs attention, and your collection will stay fast, clean, and organized. If you would like to up your photo organizing game and find your duplicates with a clear and easy tool, then check out this little video next. all about my favourite deduplication tools. If you found this video helpful, then don't forget to like and subscribe for more photo organising tips. Have fun rediscovering your memories. I'll see you in my next video.